Good afternoon. Thanks for allowing me to be here. I'm always just so encouraged just hearing the stories of what God is doing here locally and around the world. It just continues to encourage me and remind me that God is at work and he has not stopped saving people. I get to share today about the Ministry of Youth for Christ. I've had the privilege of being on staff with them for 14 years now. It is our mission to engage unreached teenagers throughout Palm Beach County with the life-changing message of Jesus Christ, working together with the local church and other like-minded partners to raise up lifelong followers of Jesus. A lot has changed since last year's missions conference. The new year brought opportunities for YFC to facilitate large group events. Keeping with CDC guidelines, we planned outside events with social distance games in order to create safe environments for students. On average, 50 students attended each event. We were not able to be on campus, so we created safe spaces for kids to meet and where we could build relationships with them. The gospel was shared, and several students made the decision to begin a relationship with Jesus for the first time. In addition, our jam clubs, fit club, Girl Talk, and small groups all continue to meet regularly. Jam Club focuses on giving students opportunities to be musical in an environment where they can try something new and not be judged. Fit Club gives students the opportunity to focus on health and fitness in a fun environment. But the focus of all our groups and clubs is building Christ-sharing relationships with students. Walter, who is on staff, decided since we could not be on campus that he would set up a table at the corner of one of our church partners where students pass by and walk home from school. They greeted students and gave them permission forms to take home so they could come back and play some games after school. After a few weeks, Matthew began stopping at the table to talk with Walter and his adult leader and continued to stop by weekly. Walter invited Matthew to our 3-on-3 basketball tournament, and he said he would come. Although he does not play basketball, he said he wanted to come to hang out with Walter and Daniel, our adult leader. He said that he appreciated that they listened to him and were genuinely interested in building a relationship with him. That day, Walter shared the gospel with the 27 participants, and that is when Matthew said yes to a relationship with Jesus. We are so grateful that God impressed it upon Walter to take a risk, to think outside the box and create a space to meet students while walking home from school. Matthew has since plugged into that church as it is close to his home. And Walter and Daniel continue to have a relationship walking alongside Matthew, who is now in high school. Summer also provided great opportunities for ministry. This year, students were given a short 7 weeks for summer break, and we made the most of every week. We put together a summer program called Seize the Summer to help kids see God more clearly. We called it the 7 C's of Summer. We broke down stories and characteristics of God to help students clearly see who God is. Our first week, we had 47 kids show up. Altogether, we were able to engage 120 unique students with the gospel this summer. 55 of those students also had the opportunity to attend one of our 6 3-day, 2-night retreats to Orlando with our staff and adult leaders to go deeper into Scripture. And you'll see some of the pictures there from our summer. Many of those students continue to attend weekly clubs alongside their leaders. Our Parent Life Ministry continues to meet with pregnant and parenting teenagers on a weekly basis. This ministry gives teen moms the opportunity to meet with other girls who are going through a similar situation and leaders who care about them and their babies. Each week, they learn about Jesus and what living for him really looks like, in addition to learning much-needed parenting skills. And thanks to your generosity, we are able to provide diapers, wipes, sippy cups, and socks to help these young moms and their babies, showing them God's love in tangible ways. So thank you. Our partnership with First Evangelical Lutheran Church in West Palm Beach is going well. With the space they have shared with us, we now have a City Life Center where kids can meet. We currently have Jam Club meeting there, Campus Life, as well as our Catalyst Hip Hop Ministry. Students from Coniston Middle and Forest Hill High Schools meet there Friday afternoons for 2 hours after school. Both schools are in close proximity to this church, and many of the kids live in the surrounding neighborhoods. So our hope is that these families will get plugged in to that church as a result. And on Friday evenings, our Catalyst Hip Hop Ministry comes back and ministers to kids who really would probably never step foot into a church otherwise. We have also hosted life skill nights for our high school students there as well, where they can learn skills like cooking and painting, just to name a few. Earlier this month, I helped out at the City Life Center on a Friday afternoon. The first student to arrive was Kendrick. He walked there from his school and beat all the kids who get picked up in the YFC van and brought there after school. I had a chance to catch up with him as he was one of the students who attended one of our overnight retreats. Kendrick has been involved with YFC for a few years now. When Kelvin, one of his leaders, asked him if he was a Christian one night after club, he said, "Heck no, I like to curse too much." Kelvin and Cole continued to invest in Kendrick, and Cole eventually invited him to his church. Kendrick went, and now Cole and Kendrick sit together at church every Sunday. Recently, Kendrick was baptized with Cole by his side, making a public proclamation of his decision to follow Jesus. These are just some of the great things God is doing through this ministry, and I am so very grateful to Cross Community Church for your prayers and support. Together, we are engaging young people with the gospel and providing an opportunity for them to respond and begin a relationship with Him. We are overly excited to be able to be back on campus again this year, engaging students with the gospel. It was a tough year to be off campus. That is, my ministry site is Independence Middle School, and just to have that opportunity now to walk back on campus and be with students and be able to bring hope to a lot of students who are really going through a lot of anxiety and difficulty because of what's been happening in our world today. And so it's just such a privilege, and we appreciate this opportunity to be able to be back on campuses, and for the teachers who have faithfully stuck with us, who as soon as the doors were opened again, were ready to start for us to meet there, to be able to be a presence on campus to share the gospel. I close with this. Charles Spurgeon once said, "If sinners be damned, at least let them leap to hell over our dead bodies. And if they perish, let them perish with our arms wrapped about their knees, imploring them to stay. And if hell must be filled, let it be filled in the teeth of our exertions, and let no one go unwarned and unprayed for." And so I thank you for linking arms with Youth for Christ, helping to see that no young person goes unwarned or unprayed for. Thank you.